Hi, Ben.
Hello, Jacqueline.
What are we going to learn today?
Today we are going to learn how to make twice-baked Mexican sweet potatoes with egg using sweet potatoes that we grew.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hi, who are you?
Hi, I'm Ben. I am the wild Floridian's husband. So I really like this dish for a few reasons. One, we've grown a bunch of sweet potatoes, so we're using food that we've grown. Another is just the fact that we're making the recipe ourselves. We know everything that's going into it. There's also not that many ingredients, so it's simple. First, we want 2 medium sweet potatoes. Then we want to wash the sweet potatoes. Next, we're going to preheat the oven to 375. Next, we're going to dice 2 cloves of garlic. Well, you'll find that as you dice up the garlic, more of it starts to stick to the blade. So adding a little bit of water can help with that.
How are you doing that?
So I learned from watching Bobby Flay one time on TV. He did this as a means to very quickly, I think it was on Iron Chef maybe.
Yeah.
And he did that because after you dice it up a little bit, then it's kind of all over the place, but then you push it down with the blade like that. It kind of helps to flatten it out more so that you can do another round of dicing.
Oh, okay.
And then another tip that I read about and always try to practice is if you're going to use the knife blade to, scrape food up, you never want to do it with the sharp end of the blade because that'll dull the blade a lot more quickly. So you always turn it over and use the non-sharp end of the blade.
If you're enjoying all of Ben's tips, like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications.
Next, we're going to heat up 1 tablespoon of olive oil in a small pan. Then, we're going to poke some holes in our sweet potatoes. Yeah, so I've found that when cooking the sweet potatoes in the microwave, I used to just always kind of go like that all over the place.
Yeah, me too.
I've found that, at least with our microwave, and every microwave I'm sure will vary, but with ours it seems that the middle of the sweet potato where it's fattest sometimes will be a little bit underdone right in the middle there. So I like to poke the holes a little bit deeper in the middle than I do on the outside. Also, just a quick tip, since I am kind of going a little bit deeper in these, I'm making sure that the sharp end of this blade is pointing away from me. That way if I accidentally come like this, I won't be cut.
Safety tip.
Yep.
Like it. Love it. Love it.
Next, we're going to wrap up the sweet potatoes with either a towel or paper towel, and we're going to cook them on the potato setting. Next, we're going to saute the garlic in the olive oil until the garlic has become brown. Next, we're going to cut the sweet potatoes in half lengthwise. Next, we're gonna scoop out the majority of the sweet potatoes and put them into a big bowl. So in terms of how much to leave on the edge, I mean, not a lot, just a little bit, you know, I don't know, what would that be? Centimeter? Something like that?
Quarter inch? Because we're America, we use inches.
Yeah, okay. Wait, am I not supposed to know that 2.5 centimeters is an inch?
Nope.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Bleep. Orange and blue for Gator fans.
So now we've got our bowl with the sweet potato flesh. We're gonna add to that the cilantro, the taco seasoning, salt and pepper, and our browned garlic, and we're gonna mix that up until it's all nice and mixed together. In terms of flavor, you know, I love sweet potatoes, so of course it's got sweet potato, so it's great. In terms of other flavors, you know, the sauce is really great too. The egg mixes nicely with it. But for me, really, one of the things I like the most, which is a little funny because I'm not a huge tomato fan, or at least a fan of tomatoes on their own, but the tomatoes, when you get those bites of tomato in with this, that part really stands out to me, and I like that a lot. Now we're going to take that sweet potato mixture and we're going to put it back into the sweet potato bowls. Now we'll put our sweet potato bowls onto the baking sheet. Next, we crack an egg over each bowl. So in terms of texture, you know, the creaminess of the sweet potato and the sauce is great, but then you got this runny egg that when you cut it and bite into it, then you get that different, just kind of change of texture. And then mix in with that the diced tomato. That adds a little bit of variety too, and just really works nicely together. Now we'll bake in the oven. Now the recipe calls for about 12 to 15 minutes. Cooking time will vary depending on your oven, but the key is that you want the whites of the egg to actually be white. You don't want them to be clear. We want to make sure that risk of salmonella is gone. So in my experience with our oven, it's been more like 15 to 17 minutes, so just check it and just make sure those whites are white. Now it's time for the avocado sauce. In a food processor, we're going to add avocado, lime juice, lime zest, water, and salt and pepper, and blend that up until it's smooth. Once the sweet potatoes are done cooking, we're going to take those out of the oven and we're going to let them sit for at least 5 minutes just so that they're cool enough to handle before we do the next step. Now we're going to add our avocado sauce on top of the sweet potatoes. You know, it looks super lovely presentation-wise.
Very fancy.
Finally, we're going to garnish with chopped tomato and cilantro and enjoy.
Okay.
So in terms of the look of the dish, I think the colors is really what I like the most. It's got that bright orange from the sweet potato, the guac sauce is a really nice looking green, and then you got the red of the tomato on top, and then the yellow and white from the egg. It's just a beautiful blend of colors. Really nice to look at.